I want to talk to you about the Jade Egg practice today. Hi, this is Liana, Holistic Intimacy Coach. Welcome back to my channel. Here, I help you get your orgasmic intimacy. Before I begin this video, I want to let everybody know that this invitation that I'm about to share with you is to be taken not as an invitation to start digging up free stuff online, but to get initiated in the proper way. All right, there are tons of materials out there that say that teach you the practice or whatever. Please hear me out. Whenever you begin, whether it's rebirthing breathwork, whether it's the Jade Egg practice, whether it's somatic practices, there needs to be somebody that can facilitate over long periods of time, okay, so consistently, so that they take you from the beginner level all the way to the end where you integrate, not just mentally understand, but you actually integrate the practice. Okay, it makes sense. It's not just a mechanical thing. You feel the shifts. And with the Jade Egg practice, which we're going to talk about today, this is not just a physical practice, it's also an energetic one. And if you're curious about the sexual energy explanation, there's an entire playlist on my channel. I filmed it last year. Check that one out so that you know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm saying energetic level. Also, if you're a man watching, this invitation is, well, you can keep watching obviously to learn the details of it, but sadly this practice is not for you because you don't have the genitalia, okay? You don't have the anatomy for it. This was designed specifically for women, for women's pelvic floor. That being said, let's get into the discussion. What is the Jade Egg practice? The way that I've learned it, it is a practice that originates in the Taoist tradition, and it is designed for women to work on all levels, okay? Body, physical level, emotional, psychological, mental definitions, and energetic or subtle level for their sexuality. And you can work with sexuality in an aroused manner or in a non-aroused manner. This practice works with your sexuality primarily in a non-aroused manner. So what does it entail? First of all, it entails the use of a jade egg. And the jade egg is basically a semi-precious stone, jade, which is, this stone is carved in an egg shape and it is cleaned, polished, so that it can be inserted in a woman's prepared vagina. Okay, keyword here, prepared. Here's what it looks like, first of all. This is the egg. This is nephrite jade, so in case the camera catches it, it's a dark green. I don't know if you can, like, yeah. You can obviously use other stones. So I have here rose quartz, and I have obsidian. This is just black. These three materials, okay, nephrite jade, obsidian, and quartz, are considered the safest because they are the least porous of all semi-precious stones. Yes, there are jade eggs, quote unquote jade, made of moonstone, citrine, amethyst, jasper, carnelian, tiger's eye, whatever you can think of, aquamarine, I think, yeah. So all the semi-precious stones that we can use to, for jewelry, people can also carve into egg-shaped stones, and they can be used for this practice. The one that you see here is medium size. Women vary in shapes and sizes, and especially if they've given birth. So there are also smaller sizes, and there's a very large size. For most women, it is recommended that they begin with the medium size. Okay, for most women, I'm talking about the women that have not given natural birth. If they have given birth, the shape or the size of their vagina is going to change, and they will need a larger stone. But for most women, this is your starting size. So what does the practice mean? I said in the beginning that this egg is inserted in a prepared vagina. Actually, what I mean is in a prepared body. So when you begin working with this practice, you actually have a few sessions of just doing energetic work, okay? Practices without the egg, so that you can start to understand your overall sexual energy. You can start to understand how movements can affect and the changes that they produce in your body overall. Yes, I'm talking pelvic floor movement within a practice. And you also, and that's highly recommended, you don't just clean because this has some sanitary, okay, hygienic procedures. You don't just insert it like this. You have to clean it and prepare it. And you also, psycho-emotionally, have to clean your vessel, all your body. And that's what we do in the beginning. We have a few practices that we do before we insert the egg. They are meant to cleanse your psycho-emotional states. Yes, they include breath, by the way, because I started speaking on this channel also about breath work. So they include breath work, not just though. When you're prepared, yes, you're going to insert in a hygienic way the egg inside your body. From that point onward, we work with your fitness level. Your pelvic floor is a complex set of muscles. The vagina, the inside of the pelvic floor for women, is a muscle. We don't overwork it. We don't strain it. We don't produce muscle soreness. That is not the purpose here. So if the facilitator is good at it, they will help you realize what your level of fitness is, when it's enough, okay, and when you can go on. After we do the practice, which is a complex practice, and it's adapted to your level of fitness, in the initiation series, which is a series of at least 8 weeks in a row, we will move on gradually for longer and longer periods of practices. After that, we have the clean and safe extraction of the egg, okay? So you do that in a hygienic manner also. And we also do a cool down for your muscles and then a cool down for your energy overall. That's why I'm saying that this is not an invitation for you to start digging up free material online. This practice needs guidance, all right? It definitely needs guidance. Who is it for? Women that have had penetrative sex, women who are obviously interested in developing through this practice, and women that understand that there's a commitment here. Either you show up live, so you're exactly where I am on the planet, or wherever a facilitator that you want to work with is on the planet. I strongly, strongly recommend that you work live. You get initiated in person. Or there's an online version, and that one I strongly recommend that you purchase, whether it's my program or anybody else's program, a professionally filmed and edited program. Why? This practice, it needs introduction, it needs explanations, it needs close-ups, and in no way is it okay for you to, have access to other people's sharings online. Usually when you do a group practice, and please believe me, online programs, usually the facilitator facilitates on their own. And if there is a feedback included, that's usually in a separate variant, which is not recorded. Okay, the personal feedbacks of people, questions, challenges that they have at the time, stuff that comes into their awareness. Yes, you do work with intention, and then you have a realization at the end. Those are private, so they cannot be shared online, they cannot be filmed. Those are just for the group. That is why I'm saying that in person is the best way to go about it. When you go into online film programs, I'm gonna underline this and put this with bold and capital letters and whatever. Professionally filmed and edited. Okay, you need to have a clear explanation. You need to have somebody that knows what they're doing, and especially you need somebody that gives you the clear tell signs of when you're fatigued, when it's too much for you, especially in the inception stages. Now we're going to talk about some of the reasons you would do this practice, or the benefits that you get if you start to use the practice. The first one is that you work on your mindset and your psycho-emotional states related to your sexual expression. Yes, working with the Jade Egg, you're working with your sexual expression. The Jade Egg is one of the tools that you can work with. There are obviously other tools out there, and this one is one of the complex ones. Your mentality and psycho-emotional states, yes, they do come up throughout the practice. This kind of facilitation is the most powerful for you to gently, delicately shift your mindset to a more open, constructive, receiving, confident mentality around your sexual expression, and also shift your emotions. The second one, you're working on all levels. When this practice is facilitated in the proper way, okay, so with a beginning and an end, you work on the physical, psycho-emotional, and the subtle, or the energetic. The Taoist tradition, which is where I've learned this practice from, it's not just insert the egg and move it inside your body. No, there's an entire skills set here that you need to learn, and there's an entire practice around it, which involves awareness, breath, movement, holding of breath, apnea, and your ability to describe what you feel, and also your understanding what it can feel like for you. The third benefit is that you're learning new sexual skills in a honoring way for a woman's body, in a supportive setting. Okay, you don't have to go through God knows what kind of experiences. You learn new skill sets just by working with yourself in a discreet and delicate environment and space that is created within the practice. One of the biggest benefits for women, basically. And last but not least, the fourth benefit, you learn to adapt and include certain parts of the practice in your intimate life. The key word here is, first of all, adapt. Okay, you can't do it, the stuff that we're doing with the practice, you got to adapt in order to do them with a partner. When you go through an initiation series, this will all be explained. It will make sense to you. And you also have the time, because this usually an initiation series takes a long period of time, longer. So you have time to apply, trial and error, come back with the feedback, see what you can tweak more so that you can actually apply it with your partner in intimacy. So if all this is of interest to you, then I invite you to check out my live initiation series. I do that in my hometown. This is Bucharest, Romania. If you can travel once a week from February 2023 up to April 2023, that's ideal. If you cannot, then I have an online version. It is not as powerful as the in presence version, but it's highly didactic. So I've filmed it with a professional, explanations, warm up, practice, cool down, Q&As. Because yes, I filmed this after I had facilitated 3 initiation series in person. So I've written down the questions that I've gotten the most often times, and I started answering them also. So in that program, the filmed one, you get a complex set of videos, materials that will take you from the beginning. It will take you through Q&As, and also it will take you through practices with other accessories. Okay, I wanted to give you a bit extra there. So you get the equivalent of 12 weeks of practices with not just with the Jade Egg, not just with the medium size. I also have a smaller size egg that I have practice for that one. It's really funny, it's in there. And then we're also working with other accessories and other practices to help you really transform, okay, really transform what you feel around your sexuality, around using your body, stuff that comes up when you start using accessories. So all the things that you can think of that might be a challenge, they will be transformed through this initiation. So check out the links below. There are 2 links essentially here. And I will look forward to seeing you either live or in the online practice. Bye.